Good morning, everybody. This is Jason Teeters here with Jetsetstate, and welcome to another weekly episode of Wednesday Wins. So, today, if you saw, I wanted to talk about success, and provide you with a very easy and simple model to define success in a time where our world seems even more chaotic, and trying to hit that bullseye becomes very difficult. So I think to do that, I first need to just, share with you what's not working, right? And give you an explanation of that. And I think the best way I explain that is, for a lot of us, success has been defined mostly internally, what we've seen growing up, what we've been around, what we've been exposed to, as well as externally, right? What the world teaches us and shows us about success. And it's interesting because for a lot of us, we follow this sort of paradigm where it's I got to do, right, these certain things to have these certain things to become who I want to become, right? And so we follow that model, right? I go to college, I get my degree, I come out, I get a job, I work my job, I move up to the system, and then finally, once I've hit this bullseye that I've been aiming for, right, then I can start becoming who I want to become. And that model has been tough because, as you know, our bullseyes have been changing constantly. The way we do business, the way we work, the globalization, digitalization, all these things become a factor in how we define success and how we reach success. And I know for me, it was challenging because as those bars moved, it was even more difficult for me to figure out what constituted success and how to get there. And so we find ourselves in that rat race. And one of the things that I think is a sure sign of that, right? And I'm talking to the people that can feel it. One of the things that you understand is that when you're stressed and when you can't sleep and you're tired and you're frustrated and you're always like, I know there's something I'm trying to achieve. I know it's right around the corner, and we keep just trying to keep our head above water and only living for the 2 weeks, 4 weeks of vacation. We're living for the extra bonus here and there. And for me, myself personally, and I can only speak to myself, is that when you're stuck in that system, it becomes very difficult to get out of, right? We sort of rely on that, right? It seems to be working, but we know it's not working. Deep down, we can feel it's not working. And so then we let go of the things that help us define success. We start realizing they become even more challenging to obtain. So we lower our standards, which in turn just lowers our thoughts and beliefs about what is possible. So I want to help you and give you a real simple technique, a model to use to sort of help you define success for yourself, right? And everybody's success is different. It's not defined the same. Everybody looks as the same. That's not true, right? To define success for yourself, you first need to go real deep and figure out, who do you need to become, right? Because with the world constantly changing, right, the structures and the ways that we go after things are always going to be changing, but the behavior, how you act, how you respond to your environment is the you, right? So when you're defining success, the first step is, who do I have to become to have the things that I want to have, right? What does that individual look like? How do they show up in the world every day? How do I communicate with others? How do I start moving in that process that makes me understand what is needed and what's possible to have what I want to have? Once you figure out who you need to become, then you start to do it, right? You start getting down to the brass tacks, and you do the things that support the behavior and the attitude that you want. And in that process, you slowly but surely, little by little, you become the individuals that you want to become. You use that, you carry that with you in your personal life, in your individual life, in the way you operate your business, right? And as things start to change, as businesses and models start to change, you're still you, right? And you have a very clear sense of what you want from your life, what you want from success, what defines it. For me, my success was I wanted more time with my family. I wanted more time doing the things I love, right? And so I started on this process maybe about 5 years ago. And in that process, did I ever imagine that I would be doing Wednesday wins? That isn't how I started this. I didn't 5 years ago say, hey, I know I'm going to reach success when I start doing Facebook Lives. No, I started transitioning who I needed to become. I started putting priorities that mattered to me, my family, right? My knowledge, the things that I enjoy. I went deeper. I learned more about them, right? I became more in tune with the things that I needed to do. And through that process, I realized that by becoming from the start of who I wanted to be in the end, it was so much easier for me to define success. And it'd be so much easier for a lot of us if you figure out what it means to you for success. So you got to go deeper. It's not always the money, the wealth, right? All those things, the houses, the cars, the boats, right? Those are a part of wealth, right? But wealth really comes down to what you place value on. And in a society now where you look at people that go deeper, Mark Zuckerberg didn't start out to start Facebook. He had an idea. Elon Musk didn't come out and say, I'm going to create this. He had an idea of who he needed to become to be able to achieve the things he wanted to achieve. So as you're sitting there today, that's sort of something I want to share with you as you think about that moving target and being successful in your own business, right? I don't care what it is. If you're real estate, if you're working in an office, right? If you want to be a manager at that company, who do you need to become? If you want to be the best parent or be the best spouse, who do you need to become? Not what they need to do. Who do you need to become? And then that will happen. So I hope that was a little bit today that I could share with you. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Jason with another Wednesday Wins. Have a good week. I'm out.